On S3 security. Uh, Security is a core design principle of an Amazon S3. From the moment a bucket is created, it is private by default, meaning no one outside of your AWS account can access it unless explicitly granted permissions. This default posture helps reduce the risk of accidental data exposure. S3 architecture is built to support strong security practices, including access control, encryption, logging, and compliance. Whether you are storing a sensitive documents, backups, or applications data, S3 ensures your content remains protected by enforcing strict access and encryption standards for the ground up. Secure by default, every new S3 bucket is created with all public access blocked by default. This security first approach ensures that data is not accidentally exposed to the internet. Access must be explicitly granted using bucket policies, ACLs, or IAM policies, giving you full control. This default setting is especially critical in preventing common misconfigurations that lead to a data leak. Fine-grained access control. Amazon S3 offers flexible and detailed access control mechanisms. You can define who can access what, how, and under which conditions using IAM policies, bucket policies, and access control list for legal supports. This tool enables you to enforce the principle of least privilege and manage access at the object prefix of your bucket or bucket level, even across AWS accounts. Built-in encryption options. S3 provides storage strong encryption options to protect your data both at rest and in transit. You can use server-side encryption with key managed by AWS and AWS key management services, or customer provide keys for end-to-end security. And client-side encryption allows you to encrypt data before uploading. Combined with HTTPS for data in transit, S3 ensures your data is protected at all stages of its life cycles. Bucket policies. Bucket policies are JSON-based access control rules that define who can access an S3 bucket, what actions they can perform, and under what conditions. Applied at bucket level, they provide centralized management of permissions for users, roles, IP addresses, or other AWS accounts. This make them ideal for enforcing security rules like public read access, restrict access by IP, or enabling cross-account sharing. JSON-based permission rules. Bucket policies use JSON syntax to define permissions with key elements like effect, allow or deny, principal, who is allowed or deny, actions, which operations are permitted or blocked, and resources, the bucket or object affected. These flexible structures enables precise control over access. Grant or deny access to user role IPs. Policies can specify access rules for particular IAM user or roles, restrict request based on IP addresses, range, or grant permissions to other AWS accounts. This allows you to securely limit access to trusted identities or networks, and to facilitate across accounts, resources, and sharings. Example, a typical scenario is hosting a static website on S3. You can create a bucket policy that grants S3 object permissions to everyone, and making website files like HTML or CSS and image publicly readable while maintaining control over other actions. IAM policies for S3. IAM policies allow you to control access to S3 resources by assigning permissions directly to the users group or roles within your AWS account. These policies define what S3 actions can be performed and under which conditions, providing granular control over your storage environment. Control S3 actions via IAM roles and users. Assign a specific permissions such as S3 put bucket or S3 delete bucket to IAM identities, ensuring only authorized entities can perform particular options. Use conditions for enhanced security. Conditions in IAM policies enable you to enforce resource and rules like restriction access based on the source's IP addresses, requiring SSL connections, or mandating encryption for uploads. Combined with bucket policies for layered security. For robust protection, use IAM policies alongside bucket policies. This layered approach ensures that both identity-based and resources-based permissions must be satisfied before accessing is granted. S3 access point. Managing access to a large shared data set in Amazon S3 can get complex as multiple applications or teams need different permissions. S3 access points simplify this by allowing you to create a unique network endpoint with customized access policies tailored for each app or team. Simplify access management. Instead of relying on a single, often complicated bucket policy, access points let you define separate access rules tailored to specific use cases. This makes permissions management clear and easier to audit. Custom policies per applications or team. Each access point can have its own dedicated policy that controls who can access data and how. This enables enforcing this principle of least privilege and reduce the risk of unintended access across larger user bases. Network control integration. Access points supports integration with virtual private clouds, which is called VPC settings, allowing you to restrict access to trusted networks and enhancing security for sensitive data. Ideal for shared data lakes and multi-tenant environments. When multiple teams or applications need to control isolated access to the same bucket, access points provide a flexible, manageable, and approach to meet diverse requirements without compromising security. Block public access settings. To help protect your data from unintended exposure, Amazon S3 offers block public access settings that prevents bucket and objects from being publicly accessible unless explicitly allowed. Prevent accidental public access. These settings act as a safety net, blocking any public access granted via bucket policies, ACLs, or access points, helping to prevent common misconfigurations that could expose sensitive data. Configurable at account and bucket level. You can enable block public access globally across your AWS account or sensitively on individual buckets, giving you flexibility while maintaining source storage security and defaults. Strong recommendation to keep it on. For most environments, keep block public access enabled is crucial to safeguard data privacy and compliance, especially if your organization does not intentionally host public facing content. Encryption options. Amazon S3 provides a robust encryption capability to provide your data both at rest and in transit, helping meet security and compliance requirements. Encryption at rest. S3 automatically encrypt your data on disk using one of three server-side encryption methods. SSE S3 server-side encryption. Simple option. S3 handles key management encryption transparently. SSE KMS, which is called as the Key Management Service, offers tighter control, enables customer managed keys, automatically key rotation and audit log via cloud trails, and fine-grained access control. SSEC, which is called as Customer Provided Key, you manage your own key. S3 decryption using the key sent with each request. You are responsible for the key protection and life cycles. Encryption in transit. Data in encryption protect using SSL or TLS, secure socket layer or transport layer security protocol, which encrypt the data is travel between your client application and Amazon S3. This ensures that even if the data is encrypted during the transmission, it can be read or tampered with by unauthorized parties. The SSL and TLS also provides authentication, confirming the identity of the server and maintaining the integrity of the communication. By default, all AWS SDKs and tools use HTTPS to securely connect to S3, making the encryption transit the seamless and effective. Logging and monitoring. Monitoring access and configure changes is essential for S3 bucket and maintaining compliance. AWS provides multiple tools to help you track your usage, detect anomalies, and audit actions take on your data. S3 server access logs enables these logs to capture detailed records of your request made to your S3 bucket, including the requester's IP address, time of access, requester source, and operation types, which is useful for auditing and troubleshooting. AWS CloudTrail integration. CloudTrail logs all API calls made to S3, including identity, time, IPS, and action. This is essential for forensic investigations and compliance reporting, helping you track who accessed or modified your data. Monitor with AWS configuration. AWS configuration continuously evaluates the configuration of your S3 bucket. It has detect policy violations, example unencrypted bucket or public access, and allows you to set compliance rules to automatically flag risky challenges. Thank you so much.